Welcome back to the Hood News Fantasy Football Podcast. This is episode 111. I got my dogs with me here, MFB.
Yes, sir.
And BBTB.
Here.
Who froze for a second there. This is the Week 14 starts and sits. We're going to give you guys players to start, players to sit. You already know what it is. We should go back at the end of the year and kind of do like a percentage. How accurate were we on our starts and sits? But we're going to give you guys players we think you should start. If it makes sense for your lineup, do it. If it does not make sense for your lineup, sometimes it just doesn't make sense. So you don't have to follow it, to the T. But listen to our advice and, do what you want with it. FB, go ahead and start us off, man. Tell us your first player to start this week.
First player to start. It's a guy that's probably been sitting in your lineups, but hasn't been doing amazing. I think he's due for a big game. That is Breece Hall. Divisional matchup against the Dolphins. We've seen the Dolphins get ran on plenty. They've allowed a lot of yards so far in the season. Breece Hall's seeing really good usage. Once again, if he sees more targets in the air, like at least, 5 to 10 looks, he could reach 15 plus very easily this week.
Yeah, I like to take Breece Hall.
Yeah, it sounds good to me, especially because Tyrod Taylor is the quarterback and not Justin Fields, who just sharks all the runs. And then also Adonai Mitchell kind of popping off last week, kind of has his breakout game, opens up the run game more if he can get Breece out there. So yeah, good take. BBTB, go ahead and give us your first player that you want to start.
My first player is going to be Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz has been solid the past couple weeks, especially with Marcus Mariota at quarterback. I think they play the Vikings, and the Vikings defense is not that good. Zach Ertz should see the ball a lot more. So start Zach Ertz. I think if you need a flex and there's not really any good flex, you can flex him.
Is Jaden Daniels back this week? He practiced last week and he didn't play. Is Jaden Daniels going to be back?
I believe Jaden Daniels should be back.
Yeah. But I still think Zach Ertz should be solid.
Okay.
Man, Zach Ertz, bro. Zach Ertz, man.
He's kind of hot and
he's
cold.
Never a guy that's like, oh yeah, start this guy. He's okay. He's good. Man.
Look,
I'm kind of like lukewarm about this take.
If you need someone that's 10 points,
I think he gets in the end zone. It'll be a good take. I think he gets in the end zone. With Jaden Daniels likes to find him in the end zone. That's just from what I've seen. He likes to target him there. So if he can do that, I'll caveat this. If he can get him in the end zone, then yeah, it'll be good for him. So could be potentially a good take. My first player to start this week is Isaac Tesla, who is probably one of like 3 or 4 possible pass catchers in Detroit. They are banged up. They're missing a lot of their stars. Amon-Ra has not practiced all week. We talked about that in the midweek report. If you got Isaac Tesla off waivers, slot him into your lineup. He should do pretty solid. I think he gets you at least 10 points. If you're okay with 10 points or more, then start him. If that's not enough for you, then go ahead and bench him then.
Yep. Highly agree. Love this take for the week. I think he does see the end zone. He has some crazy ratio of like catches to like touchdowns or something like that. So I think he'll easily see a touchdown this week at least. Maybe more, bro. You never know, especially with the lack of receiving options that the Lions have.
Yeah. I like to start, flex him. I'd take the risk. Let's go from there.
Yeah, I think people are scared because he didn't really do much last game. He caught a touchdown, but he didn't have that many catches last week when Amon-Ra went down. But that's because I don't think they had time to game plan for him. But this week they can game plan for him more and get him more involved instead of doing it on the fly. MFB, go ahead and start us off with go ahead and give us your second player to start.
My second players to start is 2 Saints receivers, Olave and Vele against the Bucks. Now we've seen the Bucks become a straight funnel passing type of defense. So I think both of these guys could very much eat in this divisional game, even if the Saints are mathematically out of the playoffs.
Yeah, like the take. I'm a Saints fan. That's the only reason why I like the take. Hopefully, all I care about is beating the Bucks. So if Olave, Vele do their thing, I love it.
Yeah, Olave is actually dealing with some back issue. He didn't practice today, so I don't know if it's just veterans rest, but he was dealing with it last week. So yeah, I mean, if he doesn't start, Bailey becomes even more valuable. But if he does start, still, I think both of them are good starts in this divisional matchup. Tyler Shuck, chucking it, slanging it. Yeah, good take. BBTV, go ahead and give us your second player to start.
My second player to start is going to be Kareem Hunt. He's just an end zone menace. He's getting a lot more work than Pacheco. I feel like Chiefs are in a must-win situation. They're gonna I don't know why, but once they get on the 5-yard line, they like to throw a lot for some reason, like in their previous games. But now, I feel like Andy Reid's like, yo, let me just feed the ball in the end zone. And so I feel like Kareem Hunt could see 1, possibly even 2 touchdowns this week.
Man, I don't know about this because they play the Texans.
True, and I know the Texans are the hottest defense as well. But Chiefs are in a must win.
I'll let MFB finish.
No. Go on. That's all I had to say.
I was going to say the Texans are going to be tough. I think that the Chiefs are in a situation where they have to win each game. The defense hasn't been that good for them, so they can't rely on the defense to do it for them, to get them the win. So they're going to have to do it on offense. I think that Andy Reid's going to come up with some interesting players that you're not expecting to score touchdowns, scored touchdowns. So I think it's going to be an interesting one. They're going to design some weird stuff because if you try to just feed Rashee Rice, it's not going to work against Houston. Like that defense is just, they're nuts. And if you just keep trying to run it up the gut on the, first and goal, they're probably going to stuff him. So they're going to have to get creative. So Hunt is like boom or bust for me.
I could see a game script where it's like, okay, they're pressuring Mahomes so much, and Kareem Hunt gets 5, 6, 7 dump off passes, right? Which would pretty much salvage Kareem Hunt's value at that point. So from that aspect, I could definitely get behind Kareem Hunt. I would keep an eye on Pacheco's status because he may come back right for this game.
He played last week,
or yeah, he played last week. Yeah, so he's also back in the mix. So
yeah,
it's not good risky for the rush share.
In my opinion, it's boom or bust. If they get Kareem Hunt in the end zone, then you're chilling. If he doesn't make it into the end zone, I think they're going to scheme up a lot of stuff to random players. Let's move on to my second player to start. This is an interesting one. It's not my favorite pick. I'm just kind of throwing this out because I think it could happen, or I'm just kind of trying to speak it into existence. Jordan Addison against Washington. I think he gets in the end zone this week. JJ McCarthy's been cheeks. There's nothing else to say about him. He's not been good. The matchup is there. We saw Max Brosmer was somehow worse than JJ McCarthy.
Oh man, that guy.
and so, not that that'll make JJ McCarthy any better this week, but I do think that they have to do something. There's so much pressure on that offense to perform. And there's a lot of pressure on Jay Jettis to score touchdowns and to get him the ball because he's frustrated. But there's even more pressure on that team to produce and to be competent. So I think Addison will end up in the end zone. And I think that he has himself a decent game.
Go ahead.
I was going to say I don't know. I feel like that's. I don't know. I feel like I'd just bench Addison. My opinion. Just I'm not a fan of JJ McCarthy. Team looks like it's in shambles. If I had to pick Kareem Hunt over Jordan Addison, I'm going Kareem Hunt.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm also kind of 50-50 just because, like, Vikings are kind of in shambles, right? But then it's at such a point where, like, your back's against the wall. Maybe they just pop off this game. And if there is any type of game to come back on, it's against Washington, bro. Washington has allowed, like, I think the second most passing yards in the NFL.
I think if there's a game for him to do it on, it'd be next week against Dallas. But Washington
Possibly
also
that
is
too.
not as good.
But Dallas D has been picking it up recently.
Okay. All right. Let's move on then to MFB's third player to start.
This is a wild one. Even though we just heard Jordan Addison, my third player to start is 9. That's JJ McCarthy. Like I said, if there's any spot to start this guy, it is this week against the Washington Commanders. The Commanders are kind of depleted in their secondary, by the way. So I really, really think he's just due for a game, bruh. We've seen him do decent. I think he's due for a game.
Look, I'm be honest though.
Hey, I put Jordan Addison there. I think he throws him a touchdown.
But look, it's week 14. If you're trying to get in the playoffs, you're putting all the marbles on JJ McCarthy. Like, there's better quarterbacks that are out there, in my opinion.
Really? Let's
Definitely.
go look at some quarterbacks that are on the waiver. CJ
Jacoby
Stroud, JJ
Brissett.
McCarthy.
Who?
CJ Stroud
against the Chiefs.
Stroud.
Or McCarthy. Okay, Geno Smith against Denver.
Okay, not Geno. I'm sorry. I hate Geno.
Kirk Cousins against Seattle. Seattle defense.
Okay, no. Keep going.
Aaron Rodgers.
Where's Baltimore?
Yes.
I'd take that.
I'd take that. He's not practicing because his non-throwing wrist is still injured. Yeah, he's
I know.
Injury. So,
what about Tyrod Taylor versus Miami?
Yes.
Give me Tyrod Taylor.
Give me Tyrod Taylor. Give me Jacoby Brissett versus the Rams.
Brissett, that's an easy one. But yeah, look. If you're in shambles and you have nobody, and you're in a deep league, and everyone's hoarding quarterbacks, and you had Drake May, and you need a quarterback this week, NFB is endorsing JJ McCarthy.
Crazy.
So, yeah, do what you want with that information. But like we said, we gave up some other quarterback names. If you're in fact dealing with this situation, hit us up on Discord. We'll tell you if actually you should take McCarthy or one of these other quarterbacks that are on the waivers. BBTB, go ahead and give us your third player to start.
My third player to start is going to be DK Metcalf. The reason why, Baltimore secondary, they're very mid. Some good weeks, some bad weeks. DK's like due. I don't know, and it's a divisional game. I think they're tied for the division, if I'm not mistaken. So I feel like it's just going to be a back and forth kind of game. And I feel like DK goes for 20 plus. So start DK with confidence.
Damn. I mean, DK's been a guy who's just been like the epitome of like mid.
Yeah.
Can he do it in this matchup? Yes. Do they throw enough in general? Not really. Do they throw enough to receivers? Definitely not. They throw a lot to tight ends. It's just like, man, I don't hate it. But I'm not like in love with the idea of DK.
Yeah.
I think it's decent. I don't think it's a bad start. DK has just not been impressive at all this year. And Baltimore defense, I feel like, has really been picking it up lately. With Lamar coming back, they're, really trying to win that division. But this is kind of like to put them over in the division. So it is a big game, and they're going to need to depend on their guy. So I mean, yeah, DK should do his thing. My third player to start this week is Mark Andrews, the only tight end. I think I drafted him in all my leagues, or in a few leagues, I should say. But divisional game on the other side of the ball, Lamar Jackson hasn't been that good. Mark Andrews just signed a 3-year extension with the Ravens, $39 million. So they're going to use him. He's valuable to the team. They need him, and they need him enough that they gave him all this money. So they're gonna utilize him. Lamar Jackson can't. He's not getting it done on offense. He can use Mark Andrews in quick dump offs. So I think Mark Andrews gets loose this week. I think he gets in the end zone this week. I think Lamar Jackson finds him in the end zone. I hate the take. Just don't like it. Not in love with this take at all.
God damn, bro. Holy crap. Let the man talk.
All right, go ahead, BT.
Hey, he said it himself, bro. MFB, go. Not even joking. That was literally what I was going to say.
I think like it's probably like due for like Mark Andrews this week. You know, he's always that guy that like will have a streak of trash games, and he's due for like a really good game. So he's probably due this week. Divisional match, you know what I'm saying? Like Pittsburgh has given up a lot to the position. You know, Lamar Jackson, man, needs to do better, bro. I just don't know what's going on over there.
I feel like he's just still hurt. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are speculating.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw those speculations, and I feel like that's the only thing that explains it. So that's kind of why I follow that sentiment. That's it for the players to start. Let's move into players to sit. MFB, go ahead and start us off with your first player to sit.
My first player to sit is going to be Javonte Williams of the Cowboys.
Oh.
Hey, I give heavy players to sit, my boy. All right. But yeah, so I mean, they play against Detroit D. Detroit D has been pretty solid, you know, overall. They haven't allowed nothing really crazy on them. So I think they can hold off Javonte Williams pretty well.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not. Cowboys are on fire. Dak looks good. Probably going to punch it in at least once to get him that 12, 13 fantasy points. No, I'm not sitting Javonte.
I think in a week where there's teams on bye and you need your starters or you need to slot in players, I think if you have other options, you can go with another option. But yeah, in most leagues, I don't think there's a choice. You got to start Javonte. You know,
week 14.
It'd be tough. Yeah, it's hard.
Hey, it works out.
Hey, we'll see. You guys are either going to regret listening to us or regret not listening to MFB. BBTV, go ahead and give us your first player to sit.
Look, I know I'm going to be saying that he's the only one that be giving out these big names. I'm going to give you a bigger name, bruh. Chemo's boy, Lamar Jackson. Sit that, homie. 12 fantasy points or less. Calling it now. Divisional game, but Steelers defense is solid. Lamar Jackson not going to do nothing. Sit Lamar. I'm playing Jacoby Brissett over Lamar.
Wow. Okay. The thing is, I don't hate it, bro. He's been so bad. It's just like, I don't know what's going on. But damn, that also means he's so due for like a bomb game, and he could do it on Pittsburgh.
I was going to say he's due for a game. I'm not going to lie, week 14, I can't not.
Because the Ravens are still first in the AFC North.
Technically, they're above Cincinnati.
Yeah, technically they're above. Like, this is a crazy game. This is the battle for the AFC North, bro. Man, I don't know. I think
it needs to be hot take, cousin.
Couple of dump offs to Mark Andrews.
Not happening.
Look, if you have the stones to start Jacoby Brissett over Lamar Jackson, hats off to you, man. Respect. But I personally do not. I will be starting Lamar Jackson this week. Not that I have both of them in my league, but I'm starting Lamar. I just can't not start him.
Yeah.
Moving on to my first player to bench this week, it's Patrick Mahomes. Another big name for you guys. He's been doing decent this season. He kind of cooled off last few weeks. He had a good game against Dallas, but they're playing against Houston. Houston defense has been outstanding this year. It's just a terrible matchup for him. And he can have a bad game. Like we saw him against Buffalo, just completely take a crap, didn't score a single touchdown, had a interception in that game. So he can do bad. And I think this is one of those bad weeks. I think Andy Reid will scheme something up for him and like for the offense. But I think that Patrick Mahomes is not going to be the best this week.
Timo, what'd you call it? Don't you have Patrick Mahomes in one of your leagues?
I do.
Are you not starting Patrick Mahomes in week 14?
So this is why I had the caveat in the beginning of the episode. I'm starting him because my options are the players I named you earlier. So
is Jacoby Brissett an option?
No, CJ Stroud, Geno Smith, Kirk Cousins, Tyler Shuck.
Oh.
Yeah, those are my options. So that's why I was asking earlier when we talked about JJ McCarthy. Like,
look, I'll be honest, I don't like the take. I do think Patrick Mahomes will be just fine. He'll get you the 18 to 22 points, 2 tutties. I think he'll get like 250 yards. I know Houston defense is solid, but Chiefs need to win. I do think the Houston defense does get exposed this week, so I wouldn't trip on Mahomes.
Yeah. I'm not crazy tripping on Mahomes. I think Houston defense is for real. I think they're legit. But with that said, I think Mahomes will like meet projections pretty much, right? Like Daniel Jones threw 200 yards and 2 touchdowns on Texans, right? So he didn't complete many passes, but like, I could see Mahomes completing 18 to 22 passes at least, right? With a touchdown or 2 being in there. So not like a complete like shutdown type of game, but not necessarily booming on them either.
BBT, would you take Mahomes or Brissett?
But I don't know. I feel like Brissett's going to have a game versus the Rams, bro. I'm taking Brissett. I don't know why.
That's what I'm saying. Sit Mahomes. No, I'm saying. If you have an option to, this is why I brought it up at least 3 times in this episode. It comes with like a caveat, like if there's someone that you actually can start above him, then yes. But if not, then no, you just roll out your guy. MFB, give us your second player to sit.
All right. Second hitter to sit. Not even players, bro. Hitters. Sit Brock Bowers. He already dropped a bomb last week. He ain't doing it again, and he definitely not doing it against the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos are going to put him in the dirt, stay first place, make the Raiders even more mathematically eliminated than they already are.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Broncos fan, by the way.
Yeah. Just so everyone's aware.
So honestly, I do like the take. That is a really big rivalry, by the way. That's been going on for a bit. Brock Bowers a sit. I kind of like the take. I'm still gonna play him, but I like the take. You know what I mean?
I'm in the same boat as BBTB. I like the take, but I would play Brock Bowers if I have him. I can't. I sit Brock Bowers.
Week 14.
There's not that many tight ends to go around.
2 tuds.
Yeah, but it's just the call out. I respect it.
Yeah. BBTV, go ahead and give us your second player to sit.
Me and MFB about to go hitter for hitter right now. I'm going Drake London.
Right. Damn.
All right. Drake London coming off that knee. I know they're neck and neck in the division right now they're 2 games less to the Panthers and the Bucks, I think. But Drake London coming back from the knee, still needs to be healthy. He's got a contract coming up. This is his contract year. So if he gets hurt even worse, that could hurt his contract. Drake thinking global right now. So I think Drake will just be whatever, like 6, 7 fantasy points. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Damn. Kimo, go ahead.
His take his ass. Okay. Drake London. I think that How many bad games has he had? What's his floor? His floor is what, 4 fantasy points against Minnesota? They're playing against Seattle. Seattle's
especially against Seattle too.
Seattle's a really, really good defense. So I could see him having a bad game for sure. I just think that we saw last week Darnell Mooney do absolutely nothing against the Jets. Darnell Mooney is not a good receiver.
Darnell Mooney is not the guy. Did you see the play of a straight rando receiver who made that touchdown?
No,
Please tell me you guys saw it. Okay, it was a rando guy called somebody Sills or something. Sills the fifth. Like there's 5 of these guys. Okay, I don't even know. I swear to God, David Sills the fifth. I swear, look it up. Okay, It was a screenplay designed for him. Okay, please go watch the play. He actually juked the hell out of somebody and got in the end zone. It was actually sick, right?
Oh, yeah.
Bro, the fact they're designing the play for this rando over Darnell Mooney, like, bro, speaks to Darnell Mooney. And it also speaks to the void that, like, they need Drake London out there. Okay?
Yeah.
True.
Now, if you ask me, right, I don't even think Drake London plays because of the injury he had. He had a PCL sprain, which I think it took, like, Puka or other players, like, 5-6 weeks to recover from.
It did.
This is only the third week.
Last year.
And a combination of other things, right? The Falcons are so low in the standings. Apparently, even if they win this game against Seattle, right? If they were to win, it's still less than 1% chance to get into playoffs.
Yeah.
So with all that combined, it's like, bro, I'm not playing Drake London. Like if I'm the coach, right? So
who has their pick? Someone has their pick next year.
I really don't know.
I'm pretty sure. Look it up if you can for me, but I'm pretty sure they need to win so that whoever has their pick doesn't get a better pick or something like that. Maybe I'm tripping.
Now, with that being said, let's say he does play. I'm probably not sitting Drake London realistically. I'm going to play him, and I know he's going to get 12 targets, bro. You know?
12 targets?
100%.
Yeah, like...
He will for sure get minimum 12. Yep. The Los Angeles Rams have their pick, their first round pick in the 2026 NFL draft.
26.
Oh, yeah. Crazy.
Yes. So they need to, bro, like you got to win so that you're not as low, so that the Rams don't get a better pick in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
So like they have to play better to get themselves, or like at least so that it makes it like, okay, we traded our pick away to another team and you don't feel as bad about it. So they got to do something. So I don't, not that they're going to go out and ball out and beat Seattle, but for sure they got to play for something. So yeah, Drake London, I would not sit him if he plays. I agree with MFB. I don't think he even plays this week, to be honest. My second player to sit, hitter, AJ Brown. Don't start AJ Brown this week. Sit him. This is one of those dud games. This is a dud game for AJ Brown.
He's kind of due for a dud game, but he's also kind of just on a hot streak. 2
games in a row with a touchdown, 2 touchdowns last week against Chicago. It's going to be a Devonta Smith game. Sit AJ Brown. Monday night, you need 20 points Monday night from AJ Brown to win, to get you into playoffs. He's not getting it for you.
Look, I'm not sitting AJ Brown, especially with a Herbert. I think there's going to be a lot of 3 and outs, a lot of opportunities for the Eagles offense. AJ Brown should be very solid. AJ and Devonta and Barkley. I have the Eagles thrashing the Chargers by double digits.
Man.
So
this is a Goddard Smitty game. AJ Brown sit him. You heard it here first.
All right.
MFG 4. Oh yeah, I was gonna let MFB just not say anything. Did you have anything to say, or
MFG?
Man, I mean, I could see it happen, right? You know, I'm looking at like, bro, a lot of these games, like most games for this week, it's going to be a low-scoring fantasy week, according to Vegas.
Thursday night's the highest one, right?
Yeah, the total for this game is 40 points, bro. So like that's not a high amount. It's a very middling amount.
And the Chargers are bad at stopping the run. They've been worse at stopping the run than they have been at stopping passes.
Yeah, I mean, if my prediction is like Saquon's due for a game, so it's probably a Barkley type game. Or also Devonta Smith type of game. But I'm not gonna sit AJ Brown. I'm just not sitting him. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit him.
Look, you're not sitting AJ Brown, but I'm sorry, he's not gonna get you that win you need.
You think he drops
to get you in the playoffs?
Yeah, I get it.
I wonder if let me know. Hey, does in that one league, let me know if any of your leagues someone actually benches AJ Brown, like 5,000 IQ, pulls that. I want to see that. You'd have to respect him. If anyone benched AJ Brown, you got to respect him.
Is Big Leo benching AJ Brown? Big Leo.
Does he have AJ Brown?
He does not have AJ Brown.
All right, let's move on to MLB's third player to sit.
Oh yeah, my third player to sit is Nico Collins playing against the Chiefs. I believe it's Sunday night game, right?
Yes, they switched it to a Sunday night.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
Playing against the Chiefs. The Chiefs have allowed the third least passing yards on them in the NFL. So, man, I just think they're gonna lock him down, bro. I don't think Nico does anything, you know. And he's really the only main threat on the Texans, low key. So, I think the coaching staff from the Chiefs will know how to phase him out of the game and end up winning the game.
I like it.
It's a solid take, but I feel like Nico Collins does decent. Not like 15 plus, but I still feel like he gets you like that 10, 11, 12. So decent.
10, 11, 12 for a first rounder is pretty but yeah.
Remember, he didn't actually catch a touchdown last week. He had a rushing touchdown. So without that rush touchdown, he would have had a lot less of a fantasy day.
Yeah. That was a design play for him, though.
Yeah.
So we'll give him that, credit.
Yeah. Yeah. I do like the take. I'll go ahead and give my third player to bench this week. Sit Zay Flowers. That offense, we talked about Lamar Jackson. Zay's probably actually due for a game. So this probably would be the week you don't want to bench him. But I don't know. I feel like you have better options out there. You should look for those other options. That offense has not been moving. I don't think he's going to be the one to help them get the win. Lamar Jackson's been shaky. It's not a good situation for him. If you have other players, if Marvin Harrison doesn't play this week, I'll take Michael Wilson over Zay Flowers. If Marvin Harrison's out.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys agree? Oh, all right, cool.
Well, I mean, I'm just not a fan of Lamar, so.
I just feel like, I feel like the Steelers do give a good amount to wide receivers. It's just Lamar's such in a bad slump, bro. It's hard to make a read on anything.
So with Zay, so in this one specifically, like if you have good options, like would you start? Let me give you an interesting one. Would you start Isaac Tesla, high over under Thursday Night Football this week, or bench him and wait and play Zay?
Tesla.
Let's say your other two receivers are like locked, right?
Wait, sorry, I'm not following. My bad.
Would you take Tesla and start Tesla Thursday night and bench Zay?
Yes.
Or would you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Higher over under game. The second receiving option on the team at that point. Yeah.
Okay. That's a risky one. But yeah.
Also, sorry, I forgot to mention, Harbaugh did in a report, it might have been post-game report, that they want to increase Derrick Henry's usage.
Oh, there you go. All right.
So if there's a little bit more rushing plays than passing plays, then
I'd like to take back my start for Mark Andrews. That was going to be a blocker. Yeah,
left tackle, brother.
Blocking.
So sorry.
They just signed him as a left tackle, bro. That's crazy, man. All right, BBTB, go ahead and give us your third and final player to sit so we can close this episode out.
All right, it's gonna be another hitter. I've told everyone trade him weeks and weeks ago. It is going to be Justin Jefferson. Y'all gonna think I'm tripping. Oh, they playing the Commanders, beat up secondary, this and that. JJ McCarthy's that bad. He's not giving the ball to Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson, less than 10 fantasy points. Bench JJ.
Damn. I mean, JJ McCarthy's my start of the week, so I think Jay Jettis is probably due for like a game right now. I think he's due for a game.
I mean, I put Addison in my start. So I think Addison's going to have himself a decent game, but I could also see Justin Jefferson having a game. I just think that there's so much pressure on JJ McCarthy and on the Vikings. I think that Kevin O'Connell has to do something, and he has to make something happen on offense this week. Obviously, with Justin Jefferson, he doesn't really have a connection with JJ McCarthy. He hasn't really looked good with him. Yeah, and he's been visibly frustrated. So they're probably going to try and get him the ball this game. But if it's just not clicking, not working, then it'll go to Addison, and then maybe he does have a dud game. But man, could you imagine that you would be saying this year bench Justin Jefferson?
I've been saying trading him all year, bro.
Man, I remember this one guy. He was asking me, he was drafting, and he was like, "Should I take CeeDee Lamb or Justin Jefferson?" I was like, "Bro, take CeeDee." He took Justin Jefferson. I was like, "All right, bro, fire pick." I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think he would be like amazing. Like he was like Justin Jefferson's gonna be on fire.
Brother, nobody thought it would be this bad, or else he wouldn't have been in the first round. Like nobody.
Bro, terrible, man. Anyways, that'll do for the starts and sits episode. Hopefully you make the right decision. If you make the wrong decision, we take zero responsibility. It is on you for listening to us.
It's on you.
Reach out to us in the Discord. Ask us, guys, if like, okay, what about between this player and that player? I have whoever. Should I start Quinshon or Javonte? Start Quinshon over Javonte for sure.
Whoa. No, I'm just kidding.
What? Against Tennessee? Come on now. Anyways, reach out to us in the Discord if you guys really want to get better insights on some of these players. And if you just need help with starts and sits. But that'll do it for this episode. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.